This is awesome. Holy shit. Yeah, man. Oh my god. Yes.
Watch out, man. I see old school. Spring 1997. Let's go, girl.
I'm nerding the fuck out right now, just right up here, and shout out to the Seahawks. Oh, fucking A, this is awesome. This is so goddamn awesome. It's gonna be nuts. So just about an hour before kickoff, and seeing Russell Wilson just however many yards away in real life, it's amazing. It's fucking amazing. I mean, Jesus Christ. This is some quality shit we're gonna see here today. Hopefully the Falcons get creamed by 3 possessions at home.
Mercedes-Benz club, and then find the nearest exit on the field level concourse. And if you're on the field level concourse, you can see your way out at the nearest exit. You can see it.
Okay, boys and girls, Seattle Seahawks win 27-20, and 12s everywhere, 12s everywhere. It's awesome, awesome to see the win. 27-20. Man, witnessing a road win, it's great. Only had road losses to deal with from basketball and hockey. Feels like a dick punch. This one, This was awesome. It was awesome. Doing the big punching. Feels good for a change. Go Hawks. Go Hawks. It's not just a flag, and 12 is not just a number. It's a way of life. But you know that. You are proof that there truly are 12s everywhere. Thanks for waving and flying this with us wherever we may go. Go Hawks. Sincerely, the Seattle Seahawks. Yes, boys and girls, this was given to me by the Seattle Seahawks on October 27, 2019. We're in Atlanta, Mercedes-Benz Stadium. I was in section 124, row 13, seat 11, and I got to watch my Seattle Seahawks for the first time ever in my life. And this was the first time any of my sports team actually won an away game. I saw my Lakers lose in New Orleans, I saw my Golden Knights lose in Los Angeles, and this was a great change of pace where the Seattle Seahawks won 27-20. I want to say convincingly. Truly a tale of two different halves in this game. And the thing that I want to discuss first is the huge attendance problem in Mercedes-Benz Stadium. I saw more Seattle Seahawks fans than Atlanta fans. Yeah, granted, you heard a little bit more boos when Seattle in the second half made a couple of plays that were not called by the refs, which, I mean, how do you boo the Seattle players? You should probably boo the ref, but whatever. Whatever. That's how fans work. But for the majority of it, whenever Seattle scored, all you hear is just Seattle fans going ape. And that kind of energy and atmosphere really set the stage for this game. And unfortunately, early in the first quarter, Justin Britt goes down with an apparent injury, and you later find out that he actually tore his ACL. Will be out for the rest of the season, and he was replaced by Joey Hunt. It was devastating to watch this in real life. Actually have a video recorded of Justin Britt going down on a play that was designed for Chris Carson to run. It's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking because Justin Britt has been a consummate professional. He has been a really good center for the Seattle Seahawks, especially since after Unger left, right? Got traded. But all we can hope for Justin is a speedy recovery and hope he comes back stronger than ever. And we are with you. We're with you. As 12s and Seattle Seahawks, we're with you. We love you. And you're going to come back. We know it. And for Seattle, I think they really use that as motivation because, yes, you don't get the touchdown, but you settle for a field goal by Myers, 11 minutes and 17 seconds in this first quarter. 2 catches in the red zone where it should have been in but didn't. So that was a bit of a issue that I took up with early, but that was literally the first fucking drive. So that's just me being a little impatient little bitch, right? But thankfully, Seattle's defense just starts flying high in the face of Atlanta's offense. And you know, you had Shaquille Griffin all game just being a pest, to that Atlanta offense. And I loved how he was doing well. I loved how well he was doing. And, it's a nice little back and forth in that first quarter between Seattle and Atlanta, both on offense and defense. And what you get to just realize as a football fan, sitting there in Atlanta, in the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, is that Julio Jones is a different kind of guy. I gotta tell you, man, I do not like the Falcons. I don't. I flat out don't. We have a terrible record against them. Their fans are just sometimes at times, especially the cantankerous ones, because we all have that segment in the fan base, right? But I really respect and love Julio's game.
This game, watching it live, confirmed that belief for me. Julio Jones, the beast. This guy is probably going to be a Hall of Famer. And please, for the love of God, get him to an actual competitive team or get a fucking quarterback and build your goddamn defense back. Holy fuck. Holy fuck, Atlanta. I'm a dumbass and I'm saying this shit. And, thankfully for Seattle, we make a couple of good plays on defense. A couple of good pressure on Matt Schaub, on Devontae Freeman. And so, right as the second quarter starts, Atlanta has an opportunity for a field goal, and Matt Bryant misses! He misses! I don't know, it was like 40-some yards. He fucking missed! I thought it went in. I thought, shit, they scored. It's a tied fucking game. Not that great. Not a great outlook, especially if you're a Seattle fan thinking, man, this should be a quote-unquote easy win relative to how Atlanta has been playing horrible these last few weeks. I mean, 5 straight losses coming into this game. And thankfully, with that miss, Seattle's able to capitalize on the next drive. Yes. DK Metcalf! Oh my God! DK is so awesome to watch in real life. And you get this very early touchdown in the second quarter, only 3 or so minutes after the second quarter started. And it's really off of Penny and Chris Carson just running the fuck out of the ball that Russ is able to get a nice little crisp pass to DK, and that puts the Seattle Seahawks up 10-0. So there we go, getting the points on the board. And you honestly think, fuck. If defense is going to do their typical thing of bend, don't break, and just this nonsense shit of just giving easy points after great showing on the offensive side, I was a bit surprised how Seattle responded. Now, I kept writing notes during the game, after each play. And all I genuinely kept writing each quarter was that Julio Jones is the beast, and once in a while, Hooper is going to be a fucking problem. And he was. I mean, as was Calvin Ridley, but those main two guys for me was the big problem for the game. And Atlanta confidently converts a fourth and 1 in the second quarter. And with all that, momentum in their favor, you would think, shit, maybe they're going to get down the field and probably score maybe a field goal. But Michael Kendricks, convict music. Although, allegedly, right? I don't know how that fucking court case is working. But Michael Kendricks with an INT, and seeing this in real life I thought this was going in slow motion because the ball Matt Schaub threw was going straight to Michael Kendricks, and Kendricks just catches it. No fucking problem. And so, with that INT, you think Seattle has to get something out of this. A field goal isn't enough. Selfishly, I thought a field goal isn't enough. We have to get a touchdown. And what do we do? Chris Carson, with about 4 minutes and 46 seconds left in the second quarter, runs the ball into the end zone. And listen, you're just cramming the run down ATL's throat early in this game, and I loved it. I loved every part about that because it is demoralizing. It is the best way for your quarterback to get good looks after successions of running the ball. And I got to tell you, man, when you're up 17-0 away, you feel pretty confident, you feel pretty good, but there's always that chance. The home team juices up and gets it going, right? That didn't happen for Atlanta in the second quarter. Matt Bryant, with another field goal opportunity, missed! He missed again! It was unbelievable. I was like, this dude's super old. Like, respect to Matt Bryant, but fuck. This guy killed you in this game. I really think, listen, if Matt Bryant gets those 2 field goals, and you see this box score of 27-20, I don't know, man. Maybe it could have been a closer game, right? But Seattle, off of the field goal miss. Gets the touchdown 27 seconds before the quarter's over. And that's right. Who else but DK Metcalf? I mean, this man, Russell Wilson. There we go. This man, Russell Wilson. So beautiful. So beautiful. I mean, you're just marching down on defense, just wrecking their shit, air or ground, no problem. And to have it 24-0, 27 seconds left. There's not a whole lot you can do, right? There's maybe not a whole lot you can do. Oh, well, I don't know, except maybe a fumble, a turnover by defense again, which, oh, man, that was awesome. That was legitimately awesome to watch just before they go into halftime where, of course, Atlanta defers, so they're going to get the ball in the second half. Seattle marked themselves tremendously well in that first half. And then we get into the second half where this became very curious, okay? So you get Hooper opens for a huge game on the first play. Like, huge. This shit was just massive, right? And fourth and 2 at the 32-yard line for Atlanta. Inside 32, right? Holding by offense, then Clowney with the neutral zone infraction. I love Jadeveon. I do. But his twitchy feet and the way he just jumps at it, like, dude. Slow the fuck down, man. All right? Just not the best thing to do when you had that opportunity to just kill the drive. But what ends up happening is an Atlanta touchdown. It is an Atlanta touchdown by Hill. And the more frustrating part about this touchdown was the fact that they got the 2-point conversion. So now you're looking at 24-8. And I'm also thinking this is a 2-possession game now. I'm not comfortable. I'm not at all comfortable with the fact that, holy shit, Seattle's got to deal with a 2-possession game, and they're probably going to just ease it out, not go full speed, and I wasn't wrong. And yeah, credit to Atlanta's defense. They did get a sack on Russell Wilson, but yeah, I don't really know what to say about that third quarter offense for Seattle, because just nothing came through for us. It really didn't. I mean, if you look at it, it was 0 points on the board for Seattle in that third quarter. And to see Seattle on the defensive side give up so many first downs was immensely frustrating, and you give an opportunity for Atlanta to put some points on the board, and who steps up? Matt Bryant for a 47-yarder, actually makes it this time. And a huge tackle by Bobby in the red zone actually, allowed Atlanta to just settle for a field goal. But still, it didn't look great, because they just ran up 11 fucking points versus your 0 in the third quarter. And so Atlanta is getting some confidence back. And again, Julio Jones is a beast! Holy fuck! Every time you watch this guy, you're like, are you human? Like, are you real? Like, you just make these catches so easy. Like, I'm going to fall down now. There was one catch, however, I did think it was Julio, but it actually turned out to be Calvin Ridley. So, hey, credit to Calvin Ridley. Young stud. But, man, oh man, you start the fourth quarter, you got Julio Jones just doing his shit, and the referees just being terrible. I gotta tell you right now, guys, I am a Seattle Seahawks fan, obviously. But I'm also a fan of just kind of reasoning and logic. And some of these calls that the refs are making against Atlanta was absolutely ridiculous. Some of those passer interference calls, some of those roughing calls, I just didn't get it. And really, that has been the consistent narrative of the NFL this season. Just absolutely terrible refereeing, officiating. Something needs to be done. Something needs to be figured out. But I really don't know what the thing could be. I really don't know what the thing could be. Maybe a system of punishment based on however many mistakes the referees make, but even then that could be a fucking problem too, right? So I don't know what the actual solution is, but the refereeing was just atrocious at times. Now, here's the thing. With all of that, Atlanta is still able to get their groove back. Like that third quarter got their grind and groove back in it. And when they're in the red zone, you think, oh, fuck, they're going to run some more goddamn points. Fumble. Now, I did check the score app during the game, and I didn't actually re-review what I wrote in these notes, but it looked as though it was an Amadi and Cody Barton fumble, if I'm not mistaken. But you rewatch the Seattle Seahawks All Access video on YouTube, looks like it was Bobby. But the important thing is the Seattle Seahawks got a turnover, and that was absolutely huge. And, you know, to continue the frustration on the offensive side of Seattle, Russ gets sacked again, and you just look as though, man, are we really just going to settle for penalties and field goals? And because that's what happened. I mean, Myers getting a field goal in the fourth quarter whilst our guys are just having bad holding penalties. But Seattle's now up 27-11. You'd think, hey, this should be a comfortable thing. We should be okay. Then you see Atlanta just fucking driving down, right? They keep driving down. Austin Hooper, fourth quarter, with about 3 minutes left, gets a touchdown, which I honestly wrote on this fucking notepad here. Meaningless touchdown, garbage time yards, and a failed 2-point conversion, which is given to fucking Atlanta in terms of points. Says 27-17. I don't know why I fucking worded that shit all weird, because I kind of panicked in terms of reading goddamn notes here. But hey, who didn't panic was Atlanta. Again. Like, they were just like, all right, cool. Like, we could still get back in it. Although the onside kick never works. I genuinely don't think the onside kick ever works. It doesn't. So after that touchdown, Atlanta goes for the onside kick. Doesn't work. Surprise, surprise. And Seattle unable to do anything on the offense with so little time left, with potentially Atlanta possibly getting another touchdown to make this game way more closer than it needed to be. But hey, they settle for a field goal. Matt Bryant, 1 minute and 17 seconds left in the game. 2 out of 4 on the day. And that puts up Atlanta 20 to Seattle's 27. Another onside kick, game's over. Officially dead. Now, like I said, boys and girls, this first half, it genuinely felt as though Seattle put the fucking foot on Atlanta's throat and said, all right, you're done. You're fucking done. I'm not letting you get back up. Fuck you. And then the second half, I was like, maybe I'll just let my fucking foot off. Yeah, maybe I'll just have my foot off here and just let you score 20 fucking points. 20 fucking points in the second half. Jesus Christ. That was kind of alarming. It really was. I mean, listen, you gave Matt Schaub 460 yards on the day. 39 out of 52 pass attempts. 460 yards. And listen, I get it. I said this multiple times. I still say this lots of times. Yardage genuinely doesn't matter. What does the scoreboard say? Did you get the win? And yes, the real gripe about that 460 yards is a look on the defense. Like, why can't you fucking stop this guy from getting all these yards? We saw Andy Dalton get 400 plus. You gave Matt Schaub 400 plus defense? What the actual fuck? Now, granted, you caused a couple of turnovers. And I love that. I love that about this defense this game. A couple of turnovers, an interception by Matt Schaub, despite the fact that he got a touchdown. It was a very frustrating game. to watch the defense do that again. But what wasn't frustrating? What was the Seattle's offense? Now, granted, it kind of petered out in the second half, like we said, because in that second half, Seattle just did not show up. Let's be brutally honest, they just kind of cruised by in that second half, thinking, we should be good. Yeah, no problem, no fucking problem. There ain't no problem. But in that first half, Seattle looked unbelievable on the offense. Russell Wilson, 14 pass on 20 attempts, 182 yards, 2 touchdowns, and Russell Wilson is now the only quarterback since Drew Brees to throw 17 touchdowns with 1 or less interceptions in NFL history. He's not Russell Wilson's a Hall of Famer. I don't know who's arguing against that at this point, but you're a fucking idiot if you keep doing that shit. Stop it. And of course, Russell having an outstanding game is predicated on how good our running game was. Carson and Penny were fantastic in this game. They were stepping on throats when absolutely, Seattle Seahawks needed those yards, needed that time, needed a couple of yards. They came up huge. 151 yards between them and Russ. But, Russ only had a couple yards there. It wasn't really that much. But Seattle's offense looked promising in that first half. But the problem with this game for me was the fact that, yes, you had a tale of two very different halves. Very frustrating night. But overall, in terms of how we look at this game, it's a win. The Seattle Seahawks are 6-2. And another record that just keeps piling on for the Seattle Seahawks. Bobby Wagner is now the most... oh my God, I can't even phrase this right. Is the all-time tackle leader in the Seattle Seahawks franchise. And yes, boys and girls, I apologize for all the foibles and the stutters, but just recalling this game is so uplifting and so gratifying because it was such a beautiful thing to watch the Seattle Seahawks, that fandom, the 12 just come out in full gear, full support, full love, and just cheer on our Seattle Seahawks. And listen, traveling around in these stadiums across this beautiful country and seeing these games and, talking to opposing fans. I shit talk fans all the time. I do. I shit talk some fan bases and say some unsavory things, but simultaneously, nothing but love and respect for those fans who truly love the game of football. Those Atlanta fans that came out on Sunday, hey, kudos to you guys. I feel for you. I do. I truly wish... And I've said this to so many Atlanta fans on Sunday. I truly wish that you guys had a decent team to watch because Sunday, that team getting those 20 points, 460 yards on passing, it was meaningless. It felt like an empty fucking promise. And I don't know what the solution is. I've said multiple times, I don't think Dan Quinn's going to be here for a long time. Wouldn't be surprised if, he gets replaced in the next 2 weeks. But... lots of things to do. Lots of things to do. You have an more or less empty stadium because the fans don't trust this organization to do well. And you need to bring that trust back. You need to bring the trust back to bring seats filled up, right? You got to fill those seats up. You can't have away fans dominating your fucking seats. And I'm no expert. I'm no expert in stadium attendance numbers in terms of how marketing works and all that shit. But it is a problem. Atlanta is going to have to put on a good product in the near future. I don't know when that's going to be. I don't know how that's going to work. Is it going to be new quarterback? Is it going to be new head coach? Is it going to be new GM? I don't know. But what I do know is the Seattle Seahawks got to win. I'm a happy camper. And next Sunday, the Seattle Seahawks are going to be up against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in Seattle. Going to be in Las Vegas for that one. But hey... oh, man, just watching these cats live was an absolute treat, and this was proof and affirmation that, I knew I loved this organization, but, man, I'm speechless. I'm absolutely speechless. So, as you well may know, boys and girls, I want to go ahead and have all the clips from the my adventures here in Atlanta in front of this video. So, if you want to scroll through to this part, there you go. But I don't know why I'm saying this now. But fuck it. The Seattle Seahawks won. I'm reviewing this 2 days later, and shit, feels good. So boys and girls, follow me at the Sky Lounge on all the links in the description below. Like, comment, subscribe for more daily content. Go Hawks! Fuck off.